Hi, Gene. We'll start in just a second. All right, I think that's it. We can start now. Welcome, everyone, to the Wednesday night meditation on loving kindness. My name is Alex. It's wonderful to be here with you this evening. I don't know what happened to the window. For the online people, there's the window here that looks like it got broken. It's been replaced with a board. Don't know what happened. I'll try to find out. So I know of two folks who are brand new to their first time to the temple. Anyone else to their first time to the temple? Nice, welcome. Wonderful to have you. Anyone, this is not your first time to the temple, but this is your first time to Wednesday. Nice. Yes, thank you. Wonderful to have you. But Travis is here. Travis, what happened to the window?
Oh, we're slowly restoring.
Oh, you're slowly restoring them.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Wonderful. Well, there's your answer. Okay. All right. So in Buddhism, when we talk about loving kindness, we're talking about specifically this one word called metta, M-E-T-T-A. In the Tibetan tradition, you might hear the word maitri. It's the same thing. And this word, originally translated into English as loving kindness, we think it might be kind of like an Episcopal influence kind of translation, but we're not really sure. But it was translated into loving kindness, and that's one meaning for this word. But when this ancient word from the old Pali language is translated into English, so it can mean loving kindness, it can mean unconditional friendliness, goodwill, concord, amity, inoffensiveness. So many different words that you can use for metta. And so metta really is just not only a wish to be happy, a wish for ourselves and others to be happy, but a wish for ourselves and others to do the things that cause happiness. Right? And what causes happiness, in a nutshell, is the motto of the Dharma Bum Temple. So the motto of the Dharma Bum Temple is think good thoughts, speak good words, do good deeds. Those are things that cause happiness. When we talk good deeds and good thoughts and good words, we mean pleasant, well-intentioned, skillful, in that they don't cause harm to yourself and they don't cause harm to anyone else, right? And so that's what we're trying to do, right? We want ourselves and others to do the things that cause happiness. And the great thing about this practice is if you do the things that cause happiness, and even if your enemy does the things that cause happiness, your loving kindness, their loving kindness will never conflict with each other, ever. Because you're not causing harm to yourself or others, and the other person is never causing harm to themselves and others, right? Another wonderful thing I like about this practice is that you can do it at any time. Even though we're going to do like a formal practice, a formal meditation on loving kindness, you can take this practice and you can bring it out into the world any time of any day. The 4 meditation postures in Buddhism is standing, walking, seated, and lying down. Those are the 4 postures of meditation. So if you're in any of those postures during the day, you could do a meditation on loving kindness, right? And so to kind of put into words what the Buddha means by this and kind of how he suggests that you live your life doing this practice. There's something called the Metta Sutra. Sutra is just a spiritual teaching. And so these are the Buddha's words from 2,500 years ago that I would like to read to you. This is the Metta Sutra. It says, "This is what should be done by one who is skilled in goodness and who knows the path of peace. Let them be able and upright, straightforward and gentle in speech, humbled and not conceited, contented and easily satisfied, unburdened with duties and frugal in their ways, peaceful and calm and wise and skillful, not proud or demanding in nature. Let them not do the slightest thing that the wise would later reprove, wishing, in gladness and in safety, may all beings be at ease. Whatever living beings there may be, whether they are weak or strong, omitting none, the great or the mighty, medium, short, or small, the seen and the unseen, those living near and far away, those born and to be born, may all beings be at ease. Let none deceive another or despise any being in any state. Let none through anger or ill will wish harm upon another. Even as a mother protects with her life her child, her only child, so with a boundless heart should one cherish all living beings, spreading or radiating kindness over the entire world, spreading upwards to the skies and downwards to the depths, outwards and unbounded, free from hatred and ill will, whether standing or walking, seated or lying down, free from drowsiness, one should sustain this recollection. This is said to be the sublime abiding. By not holding to fixed views, the pure-hearted one, having clarity of vision, being freed from all sense desires, is not born again into this world. Welcome, everybody.
Hello.
Hi. Are you guys new here?
I am.
Yeah. Are you as well?
It's my third time.
Your 3rd time? Okay. Well, welcome. It's wonderful to have you here. Really quickly, if you want to, if it's more comfortable to put your feet on a cushion, you could just take a cushion and put your feet on it. Up to you. Right. So these are the Buddha's words on loving kindness and kind of how you should live your life and how you should think about loving kindness. And there's a lot to unpack here. But let's just, I'm going to give you some instructions on the meditation, what we're going to do before we actually get into the meditation. I think it'll be a little bit easier for the newer people. So we're first going to start with just getting connected to the breath for the first few minutes, and I'll give some instructions on that. And then when we start our official, meditation on loving kindness, we're first going to think of a benefactor. And a benefactor in Buddhism is anyone who has shown us great love or great kindness, someone that's really easy to have these feelings for. Well, except a romantic partner. Not a romantic partner, but everyone else is fair game. Mother, father, brother, sister, niece, uncle, granddaughter, whatever, it doesn't matter. Friend, whomever, someone you like on TV, Oprah, I don't care. Doesn't matter, right? And then we're going to either just radiate loving kindness to them in however you understand that word, wishing them happiness, wishing they do the things that cause happiness for themselves, which again is their skillful thoughts, words, and actions. Or you can just repeat phrases of loving kindness for them. And I'll give you those phrases during the meditation. Right? So first we're going to do loving kindness for a benefactor. then we're going to imagine our benefactor doing this practice for us. Right? So for our benefactor, they're our benefactor for a reason, right? We love them for a reason. We care for them for the reason because we have the experience of their love and kindness towards us. So we're just going to call this to mind, picture them in our mind's eye, and picture them as they wish us loving kindness. And our only job really is just to receive all of it. Right? Can we receive all of their love and kindness into our heart? And then after that, we're going to do loving kindness for ourselves. And then we're going to do loving kindness for all beings in all directions. And then that'll be it. So relatively easy, this progression of what we're going to do here. And we do it this way so that by the time we get to the loving kindness for ourself part, the part that's usually hardest for many people, certainly it was for me when I first started doing this, that were somewhat tenderized by those other two initial parts. So hopefully it makes it a little bit easier, but we're gonna have some question and answer afterward, and the great thing about that is I'm just gonna ask you about your experience, and there's no right or wrong answers. It's just your experience. Any questions before we start? Yes, ma'am.
I mean, I think I might go with it, but do they have to be a living person or?
Well, they're a benefactor for a reason, right?
Okay, so just, like, I didn't know if it was gonna affect, I don't know, I think, yeah, I'm just.
So just go with, just find that person who you like, right? But no, this is really an important question, because for some people it's like, I can't think of anything right now.
Like, I don't know.
And that is, if you're wondering if that's normal, what's my answer to this all the time? Yes. So again, I get asked questions like, blah blah blah, is blah 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 normal? Yes.
Okay.
So I can't find anybody who I can think of as a benefactor. Is that normal? Yes.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I bet actually
Could it be someone that's passed?
Yes. Oh, good point. Thank you for bringing that up. This benefactor, they could be living, they could be not living. Doesn't matter. Make it easy. So if you have like a grandma who died, or something like that you love, use them. If you really liked Betty White and you want to use her as a benefactor, you can use Betty White. You could change. You could change 20 different times during the meditation. Yes, absolutely. Totally fine. Oh, good questions already. Thank you. All right. Anything else before we start? All right. Let's do this. Just close your eyes and just get connected to your seat, get connected to the earth. And so to begin this kind of meditation, we're just going to try to get, again, connected to the breath. So let's just take a deep breath all the way in and all the way out. At first, not forcing it, letting the breath be quite easy and natural, feeling the air come into the nose and into the heart and down into the navel. And on the exhale from the navel to the heart, out through the nose, just follow it in, follow it out. If you have a thought that arises, we have this wonderful technique called labeling. So you have a thought that comes to mind and you just notice it and you say, thinking, and come back to the breath. Just that act of saying thinking will snap the mind back to the present moment, even if it's just for a second. And then again, in through the nose, through the nose. After a while, you can experiment with the breath and kind of find out what kind of breath is going to keep you anchored to the present moment. Because even in this meditation of loving kindness, we still always want to keep about 25% of our attention on the breath. Again, the breath is our anchor, our home, that place we can always come back to, whether we're seated here in meditation or out experiencing our day. It is always with us. So just for the next few moments, just rest as gently as you can in the sensations of the breath. So to begin our formal practice of loving kindness, unconditional friendliness, goodwill, metta, we're first going to think of our benefactor. Again, a benefactor is anyone who has shown us great love or great kindness. They could be living, they could be not living, they could be near or far away. We can know them or not know them, but they've meant something to you. So you can either just radiate loving kindness to them, and however you understand that word radiate, wishing them happiness, wishing that they do the things that cause happiness, or you can just repeat phrases of loving kindness for them. Phrases like, may you be happy. May you be safe from inner and outer danger. May you be well in body and mind. May you be at peace and with at ease in this world. Just use one or more of those, or a phrase of your own concoction, so long as it has a loving and a kind intention behind it, that's fine. So for the next few moments, we'll do this practice of loving kindness for our benefactor or benefactors. And now shifting our focus just a little bit from loving kindness for our benefactor to now just imagining our benefactor doing this practice for us. They're our benefactor for a reason because we already have the experience of their love and kindness for us. So all we have to do is either just picture them in our mind's eye and picture them like radiating love and kindness to us, and or just saying the phrases of loving kindness for us. And so all you have to do is just receive all of their loving kindness. And sometimes it helps to put your hand over your heart if you want to do that. If there's any part of your body that is tense or tight when you do this, that's okay. This is also normal. Can you then just kind of breathe in, breathe out deeply, and just giving that tension or tightness just a little space. Maybe it resolves, maybe it doesn't, but just give it a chance to resolve. Just keep on doing the practice. So now we'll do this part of the practice where we imagine our benefactor doing this practice for us. now for the really transformative possibilities of this practice, where we do this practice of loving kindness for ourselves. So just at first, just call to mind your own wish to be happy, your own wish to be free from harm, to be safe, to be healthy, to be happy. And it's a wish that everyone has for themselves. We may go about it in very questionable ways sometimes, but it's still a wish we have for ourselves. And so you can either just imagine your heart getting bigger and warmer, making you feel good, kind of like the Grinch whose heart got 3 sizes bigger. That's the way we treat ourselves sometimes. We treat ourselves with such utter disdain sometimes, where it makes our heart really small. So make it bigger. Or you can just repeat these phrases of loving kindness for yourself. Phrases like, may I be happy. May I be safe from inner and outer danger. May I be well in body and mind. May I be at peace and live at ease in this world. And you can even just whisper these phrases very, very gently to yourself. Don't try to force it. Remember to breathe. Stick with the breath. Stay present while you do this. Smile. Smiling always helps if you can do it. Keep your hand over your heart if you want. It's up to you. So for the next few moments, we'll do this practice of loving kindness where it's most needed for ourselves. And finally, we can put all of this together and explore the limitless possibilities, the limitless potential of the heart, and do this practice for all beings in all directions. Whatever living beings there may be, whether they are weak or strong, omitting none, the great or the mighty, medium, short, or small, those living far away, the seen and the unseen, those born and to be born, may all beings be at ease. And just go out as far as you can, knowing that there's this possibility that you can include everybody. That you can make your heart big enough, wide enough to include everybody on this planet. So we'll do this for the next few moments as the final part of our meditation, loving kindness for all beings in all directions. Just open your eyes when you're ready. And just take the next moment or two out in silence as you stretch your arms and you stretch your legs. But still keeping that mindfulness of loving kindness about you. Don't let that go. Keep it with you as long as you can. Just stretch. I'm going to ask about if you have any questions or if you have any, if you'd like to tell me your experience of meditation. You know, I'm always interested in that. Just for the, stay quiet. Keep that mindfulness of loving kindness about you just for the next 30 seconds. Hello, Brian and Linda. Whew. That was awesome. I love that. There's a good energy in the room, I think. I liked it. So first, any questions on the instructions at all? Hopefully they were relatively straightforward. If you have any questions, that's okay. Right. So again, you know, I'll do it next time. Any questions, or I should not any questions, but either you could ask a question on like Buddhism in general, or I'm always interested to know your experience of meditation, things that happen that you experience, things that are maybe easier than you thought, not as easy as you thought, weird, you know. Again, this is just your experience, so no wrong answers. Yes.
I struggle with self-love and self-compassion. Is there any like reading that you would suggest or like mantra you would suggest where like kind of focusing on like, you know, that self-love that you would in Buddhism that, you know, I could try and read every day or something? That's just really struggle with.
Yeah, absolutely. So, you know, again, in the reason we do the meditation in this particular way, you do loving kindness for a benefactor, and then the benefactor does loving kindness for you, just to get you kind of tenderized so that you can then do this for yourself. And what that can do is give you some mindfulness during the day when you have these thoughts, these self-denigrating thoughts that we all have. We live in a traumatizing culture. That is how it is. People say, "Oh, freedom, America," you know, and there's some truth to that. And I like living here, but this is a hard place to live. It's hard. This kind of capitalism, especially here, is hard. You know, God forbid we do something nice for ourselves. Nice for other people, fine. Nice for ourselves, oh no. We don't deserve that. And this is how we're conditioned. And we didn't grow up in a Buddhist country where we learn these practices early. You see, in Buddhist countries, they always start with loving kindness for yourself, because that's supposed to be the easiest. Because we are closest to our heart. That's not going to work here. We can barely feel our heart half the time, you know? So You can read the Metta Sutra. That would be wonderful. You can, and it's available online. Just Metta Sutta or Metta Sutra. That's a wonderful reading just to read, and it contains wonderful instructions. Part of what I like about the Metta Sutra is, well, lots of things, but one part that stands out is where it says, and we wouldn't do the slightest thing that the wise would later reprove. So we wouldn't do anything that a wise person would say, hey, that was not the right thing to do, and it calls to mind this idea of community, which is really what we're missing here. This idea of community where we can go to the community elders and ask them, their advice on various types of things, and who will be open and honest, but very kind about, hey, if you do something that's not so great, they'll let you know. Or you can ask them and they'll tell you. And it's one of the things that we try to build here at the Dharma Bum Temple, this sense of community, this sense of being fearless and asking questions and being fearless. Just the fact that you said, hey, I have this problem with loving myself, which is if you don't know, the exact same problem that everyone else in this room has, myself included. Now, I'm a lot better than I was, but know that everyone else in this room, everyone else that comes to class here at the Dharma Bum Temple, whether it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, has. And can we also kind of connect with that, knowing that, hey, we're all in the same boat. We all hate ourselves. We are all traumatized, and we are all trying our best. And we're all trying to kind of, I don't like to use the term rise above, but we are all trying to kind of break this really bad habit of self-denigration. We all here at the Dharma Bum Temple know that we need to do that, and we know that this is really, really, really hard spiritual work. This is fucking hard. It's the hardest thing that you will ever do in this practice, in my view. And just the fact that you can be conscious of this and ask a question, you've never even been here before. That is the work of a very brave spiritual person. So know that. Connect with everyone else in this room who also has that same problem. And we have a library back here of wonderful books. You can read any one of those. And, just look at one and just pick one, and because this library here is like a lending library. If you see a book, you can just take it.
Awesome.
Just bring it back when you're done. Whatever that is, right? That's okay.
Thank you. So Metta Sutra?
Metta Sutra, yeah.
Okay.
METTA. It was kind of what I was reading when you guys showed up.
Okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Well, first I want to say, so this isn't a library, like there's no late fees, right?
No. You don't sign anything to check it out, or you just take it.
So personally, you mentioned something that resonated with not feeling your heart, and I do that a lot.
Yeah.
Like right now. But it's interesting because before you said, like when you were, I could have ADHD, but before you were saying to get into that mode, I actually had felt, because I know what that feeling is.
Mm-hmm.
I guess like heart coherence or whatever. Is there anything I should do before coming here to help clear that out, or is it just natural? I mean, I meditate on my own maybe 5 minutes a day, like if I'm good at it, if I'm good at whatever. But is there anything to help like clear that, like to get more benefit from it, or is it just part of coming here that people just have that?
Yeah, I mean, and Jeff mentions this a lot. There's always something that you can do. The release from suffering is possible at any moment during the day. That's our strategy that we use, right? And one of the ways that we do that is whatever is going on during the day, and it's probably a little harder with ADHD because you just get caught up in your own stuff a lot of times, right? But if you can do this, whatever you're doing, just stop and take 3 deep breaths, mindful breaths. Watch the breath come in, watch the breath go out, watch the breath come in, go out, watch the breath come in, go out. Just do that 3 times. And you can do that at any time during the day. And that helps just to kind of break that cycle. You know. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, we have a lot of ADHD.
I guess I'm wondering, so is there, like, do you guys follow like the chakras and stuff?
No,
Okay.
that's not something. You can.
Yeah.
We don't say you can't do it. It's not something
Yeah.
that we do.
Okay, got it.
It's known to us.
Okay.
Because Buddhism, Hinduism, they're kind of related. Yeah.
It's been a couple of months. It's been-
Yeah.
That was beautiful.
Thank you.
So last night, I will share this with the group. This is what brought me back tonight. I was getting ready to go to bed, I was laying down, I was just watching the podcast. I can't even tell you what it was. It was late. And the speaker goes, these scientists are discovering that the heart has neuron-like cells and that the heart has a consciousness. And I'm not speaking anything to the scientific veracity of this, but it just captured my imagination. I was like, wow, I can really get into that. You know? So this hard work we're doing here, I just felt I need to come back and experience it.
And so the interesting thing about what you said was that's true in sciences. Looking at this, and it's in the I think they're like the gut as well. But in Buddhism, the word for heart and the word for mind is the same word. Chitta. Chitta, 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 chitta. Sometimes we need more chitta, more head chitta. Sometimes we need more heart chitta. But we don't really differentiate between the heart and the mind. They're both kind of equal. Because, we get too in our heads sometimes. And so we need more chitta. We need more heart chitta. And sometimes we get all lovey-dovey and compassionate, so we need more head chitta. More analytical thinking. And so it's the same word. Isn't that interesting? Chitta, 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 chitta. They're catching up to Buddhism. Good job, modern medicine. The Buddha also correctly predicted the size of an atom. I thought that was really interesting. But yeah. Anyway, it's good to see you back.
So when I was doing this loving kindness meditation, the benefactor I chose was my mom, who has passed.
Yeah.
And I've done this meditation before, but never to someone who's not physically living.
Yeah.
So it was different. Sending her loving kindness and wishing her well. I don't know where she is, but she's somewhere. You know? So that was just kind of a different experience with whatever realm she is, wherever she is, however she is. So, and then just remembering all the many ways throughout my childhood and my adulthood that she showed me her loving kindness with her actions, not so much her words. So that it felt in a way healing with some things that needed to be healed, including myself and my mom. So
Yeah.
that was the first time I ever tried that. So thank you.
Oh, you're so welcome. Yeah, it's really important. I mean, just because someone's not living doesn't mean we can't include them in our practice of loving kindness, especially if we're imagining them doing what does practice for us, especially your mom. Absolutely. Anything else before we end? Oh, you guys, this is awesome. I'm vibing here. This is awesome. Thank you guys so much for showing up. All right, so we have a couple of announcements before we end and dedicate merit. So Come on up, do your thing.
Hello, everyone. I'm tonight's host, Daryl. We opened Dharma Bum 15 years ago to introduce Buddhism practice to those who show up. Those who lead are not nuns, monks, gurus, masters, or teachers, and are not looking for students. They're simply practitioners sharing their interpretation of the practice with others. Just about every night, we have different classes led by different people from various Buddhist traditions. We have a recovery sangha, which meets several times a week for those battling drugs, alcohol, or any other, or anything else for that matter. A family sangha of parents, kids, toddlers, and teens, which currently meets once a month. And we also have a half-day sign-up retreat, the first Saturday of each month with an RSVP required. Everything that we offer here is free. The full schedule is on the website, and we have it posted above the above the student rack. We also have a lending library, so if you see a book and you like it, feel free to borrow it and bring it back whenever you're done. Please straighten out your seats and your cushions before you leave, and thank you.
All right, let's join our palms together at our hearts, please. And may the benefits of this meditation, this discussion, be received by all beings in all directions. May all beings be free from suffering. May all beings be at peace. May all beings be joyful and at ease. May all beings be happy. May all beings be loved and seen for the beautiful, radiant beings that they are, that you are. Thank you for coming. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you next time. Have a wonderful rest of your week.